Be starting with the economy section from the second quarter of 2024. Now, economy credit deposit ratio, that is CDR. Indian banks are struggling to attract deposits in 2023-24. The RBI noted that the credit deposit ratio is at its highest in 20 years. CDR is a financial measure that evaluates the relationship between a bank's lending activity, that is credits, and its deposits. It is determined by dividing the total loans issued by the bank by its total deposits. A high CD ratio means a bank has issued many loans compared to its deposits, indicating high risk and lower liquidity. A low ratio means more deposits are held in reserves or invested elsewhere. The RBI does not set a specific ratio, however, an optimal CD ratio generally falls between 80 to 90%. Now, payment aggregators. Recently, PayU received RBI's in principle approval for its role as a payment aggregator. A payment aggregator is a fintech company that streamlines the process for businesses to accept electronic payments, example PhonePe, Google Pay, and Amazon Pay. It serves as a middleman between businesses and financial institutions. A payment aggregator in India is registered under the Companies Act of 2013. It can be either a bank or a non-bank entity. Bank offer PA services without separate authorization, while non-bank PAs must obtain authorizations from the RBI under Payment and Settlement Act of 2007 PSS Act. Now RBI joins Project Nexus. The RBI has joined Project Nexus to complete instant cross-border retail payment. Project Nexus is a multilateral international initiative to enable instant cross-border retail payments by interlinking domestic fast payment systems. It has been conceptualized by the Innovation Hub of Banks for International Settlements. It seeks to enhance cross border payments by connecting multiple domestic instant payment systems. It will interlink the FPS of four ASEAN countries, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand, with India's FPS. It is expected to go live by 2026. Now, variable repo rate (VRR). RBI's variable repo rate auctions, which was conducted to ease the liquidity deficit, received an encouraging response from the bank. VRR is a tool used by RBI to inject short-term liquidity into the banking system. It is used when banks are not eager to borrow from RBI at repo rates at interest rates may be lower in the market. In such a case, RBI allows banks to borrow at VRR decided by market, which is generally lower than repo rate. The borrowing duration is greater than 1 day and usually up to 14 days. On the other hand, variable rate reverse repo is conducted to absorb the excess liquidity from the system. Now, secured overnight financing rate. In June 2004, SBI raised $100 million through its London branch by selling 3-year senior unsecured floating rate bonds priced at a spread of 95 basis points above the secured overnight finance rate (SOFR). Now, SOFR is a benchmark interest rate for dollar denominated derivatives and loans. It sets the base for interbank transaction rates. It represents the cost of borrowing overnight and is published by New York Federal Reserve. It was developed as the replacement for London Interbank Offered Rate (LIBOR) after concerns about LIBOR's reliability and manipulation. Now, angel tax. The Delhi High Court has given the liberty to taxpayers to choose from an option for angel tax valuation. Angel tax is an income tax that is charged by the government on funding raised by startups or unlisted companies if their valuation exceeds the company's fair market value. It was introduced in 2012 under the provision of Section 56(2) of Income Tax Act. The primary objective of introducing an angel tax was to arrest money laundering. In Union Budget 24-25, Finance Minister announced the abolition of angel tax with effect from FY 25-26. Universal banking by small finance bank. The eligibility criteria amid heightened activity by small finance bank to explore opportunities for expansion and diversification after completing 5 years of operation. Small finance banks are a type of niche bank, specialized bank that provide basic banking services to underserved and unserved sections. The setting up of Small Finance Bank was recommended by Nachiket Moore Committee. They are registered as public limited companies under the Companies Act of 2003. They are mandated to extend 75% of their adjusted net bank credits to priority sector lending. They are required to open at least 25% of the branches in unbanked rural areas. They are governed by provisions of Banking Regulation Act of 1949, excuse me, Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, and other relevant statutes. Example of SFBs are excuse me, AU Small Finance Bank, Equitas Small Finance Bank, etc. Universal banks combine the three main banking services: wholesale banking, retail banking, and investment banking under one roof. On tap licensing, it was introduced by RBI in 2016 to enable eligible entities to apply for banking licenses at any time throughout the year. Eligibility criteria for SFB to transition into UB's net worth: SFBs must have a minimum net worth of 1000 crore. Small finance banks must be scheduled banks with a satisfactory track record of performance for a minimum period of 5 years. Stock listing: shares must be listed on recognized stock exchanges. Financial status: profits generated should have net profits in the last 2 financial years. Quality of assets: should have gross non performing assets and net non performing assets of less than or equal to 3% and 1% respectively in the last 2 financial years. Small finance banks with a diversified loan portfolio will be given priority. Now, conditions of promoters: the existing promoters will continue as the promoters, as the SFBs are not permitted to add or change their existing promoters during the transition phase. Non market economy status: Vietnam has been urging the US government to change Vietnam's status from non market economy to market economy. The idea is to avoid the high taxes imposed by US on goods imported from Vietnam. US criteria to designate non market economy: countries, currency convertibility, wage rate determination by free bargaining between labor and management, provision for joint ventures or other foreign investments, the extent of states' control over means of production, allocation of resources, price and output decisions, other factors like human rights. Currently, the US has designated 12 countries as non market economies, including Russia, China, and Vietnam. The impact: a non market economy status allows the US to impose anti dumping duties on goods imported from the designated countries. Authorized economic operator status: the Ministry of Finance has extended the authorized economic operator status to gem and jewelry sector. The authorized economic operator program was launched under the World Custom Organization's Safe Framework of Standards. It is a voluntary program which was introduced in India in 2011 by the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom. The aim is to serve the dual purpose of enhancing international supply chain initiative and facilitating trade flows. An entity with AEO status is regarded as a secure trader and a reliable trading partner. Benefits associated with AEO status include faster clearance time, faster dispersal of backdraw amount and refund, lesser examinations, and greater security and communications between supply chain partners. Exchange traded currency derivatives. The Reserve Bank of India postponed the implementation of its new norms for exchange traded currency derivatives market to May 3rd, 2024 from April 5th, 2024. An exchange traded derivative is a financial contract that is listed and traded on a regular exchange. They derive their value from an underlying assets like stock, bonds, commodities, currencies, indices, or joint interest rates. They are jointly regulated by Reserve Bank of India and Securities Exchange Board of India (SEBI). Examples include stock options, currency futures, option swaps, and index futures. Bond buyback. The Reserve Bank of India has responded to tight liquidity conditions in the banking system by significantly lowering government's treasury bill sales and introducing a new set of bonds for centers buyback operations. The bond buyback is a financial operation by which financial entities buy back their existing securities from the holders before their maturity date. It is a liability management tool used to manage refinancing and liquidity risk. Its objectives include cost reduction as buying back of bond create greater demand in the market, leading to lower coupon rates to be paid by the issuing entities. It also leads to liquidity infusion and debt market in the management in the financial market. India's sovereign green bonds. The RBI has permitted foreign institution investors (FIIs) to invest in India's sovereign green bonds. Sovereign green bonds are government debt instruments designed to raise funds for projects that have positive impact on climate and environment. Funds raised from these bonds are exclusively meant for green projects. These bonds are eligible for repurchase transactions, repo, and qualify as investments for statutory liquidity ratio (SLR) purposes. These bonds usually offer lower interest rates compared to the conventional government securities, that is G6. Now, to the point, paradox of thrift theory. This theory was popularized by British economist John Maynard Keynes. It is an economic theory which argues that higher personal savings can be detrimental to the overall economic growth. The theory is based on circular flow of economy in which current spendings drive future spendings. It calls for lowering of interest rates to boost spending level during an economic recession. Now, drip pricing, it is a pricing strategy in which a firm initially advertises only a portion of a product's total cost. Later on, other charges revealed as the customer progresses through the purchase process. It is used to attract customers with seemingly lower price at the outside. It has been categorized as a dark pattern under the Guideline for Prevention and Regulation of Dark Patterns 2023. Now, green taxonomy, it is a classification system that is used to identify and rank investments that are suitable and environmentally friendly. The aim is to encourage investments in green activities and assets and prevent greenwashing. It includes goals such as climate mitigation and adaptation, biodiversity conservation, and other environmental objectives. It may also include do not significant harm criteria. Do no significant harm criteria. Now, Preston curve, it was introduced by American sociologist Samuel H. Preston in 1975. It depicts the relationship between life expectancy and per capita income in a country. It highlights that the people in developed countries generally have a longer lifespan than those in poorer countries. As a country develops and its per capita income increases, there is an increase in life expectancy initially. However, this positive relationship between per capita income and life expectancy begins to flatten out after a certain point. Now, investment related terms in news. Price to earning ratio. It is a measure of a company's share price relative to its earning per share. It indicates how much investors are willing to pay for a company share for each unit of earning. It is useful in comparing a company's valuation against its historical performance against other firms which within the industry and overall market. A higher PE ratio suggests overvaluation of a company's stock, and a lower PE ratio indicates undervaluation of company's stock. Hockey stick effect. It depicts a sharp rise or fall of data points after a long flat period. It is represented using a line chart that resembles a hockey stick. It can be used to study dramatic changes in various areas like revenue growth, poverty statistics, global temperature, etc. It may highlight the need for urgent action given the drastic shift in data points. Reverse flipping, it refers to the phenomena where overseas startups strategically reallocate their domicile to India and get listed on Indian stock exchanges. Reverse reasons for reverse flipping include thriving economy, taxation benefits, greater foreign capital inflow, intellectual property protection, supporting government policies, etc. Economic Survey 2022-23 has suggested measures like simplifying tax regime, ease of capital flow, taxation of employee stock ownership plans, ESOPs, to expedite the reverse flipping. Funding winter, it refers to the period of reduced capital inflows to startups. Factors responsible are geopolitical unrest, rising interest rates, overvaluation of startups, financial irregularities, etc. It is a duration Its duration is unpredictable and may last for a long time. Swing trading, it is a speculative trading style where a tradable asset is held for one more day in an effort to profit from price changes or swings. A swing trading is typically held longer than a day trading position, but shorter than buy and hold investment strategies that can be held for months or years. Pump and dump scheme, it is a manipulative scheme in which fraudsters artificially inflate, that is, pump the stock's price through false and misleading information. Once the fraudster manipulator sells, that is, dump their shares, the stock prices fall, leading to loss of money by investors. It is prevalent in the micro cap and small cap sector. SEBI guidelines completely ban pump and dump schemes. Front running, also known as tailgating, is the practice of broker or trader buying or selling a security based on advanced knowledge of non public information that may affect its price substantially. It is different from insider trading, where company insider use confidential information to make personal gain. It is an illegal practice under the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulation 1996. India Volatility Index. It is an index used to measure the volatility and fluctuation expectations of market in the near term, that is 30 days. It was introduced by NSE, National Stock Exchange. It has direct correlation with volatility. Higher the VIX value, higher the volatility, and vice versa. Cost inflation index. It is used to measure inflation adjusted price of an asset. It is notified every year under the Income Tax Act of 1961. It helps taxpayers in calculating capital gains from sale of capital assets after adjusting for inflation. Business Ready Index. It is a metric designed by World Bank to provide quantitative measure of the business environment for private sector development. It is a successor to Ease of Business Doing Business ranking. It is based on three pillars, that is regulatory framework, public service, operational efficiency. It considers 10 parameters which covers a firm's life cycle. That'll be all for this video. I'll be starting with environment in the next video. Thank you.